What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome to another Throwback Thursday here on your totally cool channel. I'm Big Joe, taking you to another toy adventure for today. So let's get right on with it. We are down the GI Joe path, and we have a very special figure here, number 81. Figure 81 is none other than the Cobra Eel, the dreaded underwater assassin of the Cobra Army. Yep, he's one of those who specialize in underwater warfare and combat. Yep, amazing. Yep, here we go. So let's take a closer look at the box. Yeah, you see him in an action pose. On this side, you see the ribbon where you've got the weapons and all the accessories. I'm looking at him from behind. He's supposed to be 6'2" in human-like height, but he's still actually 6-inch figures. He's a 6-inch figure. All right. On the left side, you have the usual QR code and the blue face. And on the left side, you have him without his scuba mask or scuba helmet. Yep. And on the back, you see the actual figure. Like I said, 6'2", and he's got all of the accessories. He needs to go diving, spear fishing, and he's got his fancy knife. He's also got the aqua stuff and the fins. All right. Are you excited to see the figure inside? I am. So let's open him up. Again, our trusty pink box cutters. Ooh, okay. That was the first time I pulled it open and it didn't rip any. Yeah, didn't rip anything. Just kind of. Here we go. All right, you want to start with the figure? Do you want to start with the accessories? Do you want to start with the figure? I want to start with the figure. Let's pull him out. Ooh, what do you see? Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. Put it in the comment box. And we've got the accessories. Let me take a closer look at this guy while you're taking a look at the... All right. So let's look at the accessories first before we dive, no pun intended, dive into the figure. So it says Cobra Eel. Why Cobra Eel? Because they're supposed to be snake-like. Although based on science, eels are not snakes. They're not even closely related. Snakes are snakes, and eels are fish. All right. So the Cobra Eel is a snake-like fish because of its long. Yeah, Cobra Eel. On the back, you've got the Cobra logo, and on the top it says number 81. Same thing for this side. 81. So let's take all of these accessories out and see what we really have. Those were all the accessories that came in the box with the packaging and with this figure. This is one of very few aquatic GI Joe figures. Of course, there's another one for the GI Joe, the counterpart for the GI Joe, and I believe they're also coming out with wetsuit in the new waves, and we still have the Navy diver. But we have very limited underwater GI Joes, and this is a very special figure because it really takes you to another area of warfare or soldiery if you have it. So let's take out the figure. It's got the earth-friendly paper ties, not the plastic ones. Just easy to unravel. And just get it loose. Alright, get it loose and take him out. As per usual, inside this case, you have the black and white illustration, which is pretty much this. Okay, yeah, that's it. Colored, black and white. You got it. Set it aside. Onto the figure. The Cobra Eel. All right. Okay. For a minimalistic figure, this is starting to be a little bit more exciting than I thought he would be. Okay, although he's having a difficult time standing up, maybe it's just because he's been in the box for quite a while. All right, let's take a look at the knits, little bits and pieces of this guy. Okay, he is one of the more slender GI Joe figures we've seen in quite a while, and that's because of the wetsuit, right? Uh, so it's more of a gray and black tone, and a few bits and pieces of red, just to accentuate the Cobra look. And then you have the silver Cobra logo, right? And then you've got it's more. It looks like an armored wetsuit more than anything else. It's not your standard underwater attire or uniform. Uh, and then you've got the standard articulation. We're not going to go too deep into that. I love the way the mask looks like a real mask, that it keeps water and moisture in. Well, for those of you who dive, everybody knows that wetsuits, or what divers wear, is not to keep water out but more to keep heat in. So that's the way this is constructed. Looks like it can do that if it was a real life scenario or a real life thing. It's a little bit rubbery to the feel, and it's a little bit more how should I say this? A little bit more slim fitting, if that's a term you could use. I love the fact that, again, this has the pinless elbows and the pinless knees. The GI Joe has really gotten that articulation point down to a perfect T, because who wants to look at a figure and say, oh, it's still a toy because it's got the pins? But this one looks more human-like. And then you've got the additional accent of the shoulders. Like I've always pointed out in past reviews, this is one of the things that I liked about the new action figures. It's not just a shoulder ball joint. It's actually a back joint, like the scapula or the back. It just closes like that, and it allows you to bring the arms closer. All right, see, old GI Joes couldn't do that without bending at the elbow. This one has a straight arm posture, and you can still bring the hands closer together. There we go. It's got the ab crunch, the waist twist, and everything else that goes in between. What I love about this figure are the small accents. Like for this one, it's got something on its wrist. I think it looks like let me see. It looks like some kind of sonar, some kind of like personal sonar that allows it to detect enemies in front of it or behind it or whatnot. And that's a fancy touch to what could have been just a plain and simple figure. Now let's try to put the accessories on him. Let's start with the knife. All right, really nice knife, really good accent with the holster, or the knife holster scabbard on the leg, because most divers actually put it on the leg near the feet. Yep. And then you've got the fins. There we go. Just slide the foot in, and then pull the back out. There we go. Ooh, nice and snug. Let's try to put the other one on. From this angle. Okay, from this angle. Just slide it in, then pull this back, and there we go. It's in. Be careful. Now you're seeing it. This one is not it's not molded onto the leg, so it's really a holster. I think if you remove the foot, it can remove it, but why? So you gotta be careful. Make sure that it's snug on the calf, right? On the calf. There we go. He's starting to look like a diver. Okay, and then I love the backpack. I'm sorry, the backpack / scuba tank. Okay, it also has some form of propulsion at the bottom, right here, kind of like a water jetpack or something. Okay, so it's got the usual, the hole in the back. Let's stick it in. All right, stick it in. There we go. Ooh, he's starting to come together. And then, okay, the helmet has two parts. You've got the actual helmet, and you've got the hoses that go into the scuba tank. This one's got a hole on this on both sides, so you just gotta put the helmet on like so. Can you? Oh, okay, yep. Be careful when you put the helmet on because he might not be able to see anything. Okay, that's a detail that you have to. There you go. Just push the head down a little bit, and then when the chin aligns with the bottom of the helmet, there you go. Scuba mask is on, and then the hoses go into the hole. There we go. Put the other one on the other side, and he's ready to dive. Ready to dive. Right. Okay, straighten him out, and there we go. Okay, that's a scuba geared villain right there. One thing that I love, and I'm just seeing it because I'm looking at it from the back, is this nice little decal on the back. It's got a Cobra Eel around an anchor, and there's a skull. It's really fascinating. We're gonna put a picture somewhere, and then I would probably love to take this figure to the beach and take a few photos of him there, just to see how he looks. Now, this is one thing that kind of makes me go, oh, because the spear is twisted. It's bent, but that's because of the way it's packaged. Just have to, again, put a blow dryer to it or a heat gun, and then straighten them out, put it somewhere, I mean, in between a couple of binding stuff, and then when it cools, it's going to start looking straight. And then it's just a regular spear gun. Okay, so those are the accessories that came with this, and this is starting to look like a very nice figure. Let's do a review. All right. Okay, first impression. I mean, Cobra Eel. It's not a named character, not like say Zartan or Destro. It's really an army builder. Again, Cobra is so fond of the army builders because they make up for numbers what they don't have in terms of government support, right? So the Cobra Eel is an army builder. That's why I have two of these. I opened one up. I'm gonna keep one in the box, but it's a nice army builder because you have two or three of these. You know, it's a nice way to display them. So the first impression was pretty cool, especially with the spear gun having a golden tip, and then you've got the muted colors of gray, black, and darker red that gives it a more creature of the deep kind of feel, right? Price point, this one is a relatively cheap figure. I purchased this for about 1,400 pesos, and that was somewhere in the $20 to $30, $25, $27 range. So it's a reasonable figure. I say that because if you look at the small accents, you could have gotten less. All right. Playability, not much that you can do with him after you've put all of the accessories together. Although the fins make him a little bit more stable, but he's more of, say, a force multiplier, right? Shelf appeal. Although he is an army builder, I like the fact that he has a lot of variety to him. You can display a few figures of the same. You can display the same figure having different looks, like without the helmet, without the scuba gear. In fact, if you do a diorama or if you do toy photography, if you have 3 or 4 of these guys, you could put them in multiple stages of getting into the water. Like somebody's trying to get on the suit, somebody's coming out of the water, someone's in the water. Fancy. A lot of stuff that you can do. So it's only limited by your imagination. And like I said, it's got not just a scuba tank, but also a jetpack. So if you're into Photoshop or something, or AI, that would be a nice touch that you can, how should I say this? That you can capitalize on. All right. Okay, so let's do a toy review. Final toy review. Is he not cool? Is he cool? Or is he totally cool? Tell me what you think. Are we on the same wavelength? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put it in the comment box because I think he's cool. Right? Doesn't have a lot of accessories, doesn't have a lot of color or vibrance to him, but he is a very solid figure. In fact, the Cobra Eel is a fixture in the GI Joe universe, and to have one like this, have the fins look like this, and have the back or the scuba tank look like this, and the helmet look like that, it's better than, I hate to say this, but it was better than 3.75 release, but could have been better, could have been totally cool if it had more accessories. But given its current state, it is still certified cool. So that is the end of this toy review. Thank you for watching until the end, and we hope to see you on the next one. Don't forget to hit like, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button, and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. With that, always remember, toys are not just cool, they're totally cool. So happy collecting. Bye-bye.